First of all, we've got to frame what kind of a country, what kind of a province, what kind of a world we're living in right now. And unfortunately, we're facing this twin evil of congestion. More and more people coming to cities, driving in cars and making congestion, number one. And number two is just having environmental harm through the carbon emissions. And that's where rail comes into the picture, because rail is a much greener way of moving people and goods, and it's a much better way of making our economy more efficient. So we think we're on the right side of a green economy debate. Now, we're in the passenger transport business. So the way we like to think about it is moving around 10,000 people in an hour. The impact which comes from that is you reduce the amount of carbon emissions. So there we have these two massive impacts: more efficient movement of people and much, much lower carbon footprint. It's not just about the people on the train and the time savings and the carbon savings. There's a whole economic ecosystem. Over the last 10 years, we've spent just under 6 billion rand on South African goods and material. Then we look at who some of these beneficiaries are. Vast majority of them are black-owned businesses. Then we look at the small, medium and micro enterprises. And I think it's just under 1 billion rand that has gone to small startup businesses directly from the Gautrain. One of the big drives here in Gauteng is to impact positively on what we call the township economy. If we are going to create jobs in townships, and if we're going to create businesses and support businesses in township, it won't happen overnight. So part of our planning has got to be to say, how do we incubate businesses? How do we make sure that the jobs that are created aren't just labor-related jobs, but they're skilled artisans? Remember, rail requires a whole lot of skilled people. So let's incubate in terms of training, in terms of job opportunities, in terms of businesses that can benefit from rail. The way that I like to think about it is that every individual wants to do something green, wants to do something good for the planet. But sometimes it involves a little bit of a sacrifice. And one of the biggest sacrifices for anyone in South Africa is getting out of their private car. Our aim at Gautrain is to make that much less of a sacrifice. In other words, don't give up your car, what you feel is your personal freedom, and take on this enormous, inefficient public transport problem which you think you might get. The Gautrain gets people to and from their work, their school, wherever they're going to, with around 98-99% punctuality and availability. What we like to do here at the Gautrain Management Agency is look 20-25 years into the future and imagine the cities in the province that we want to live in. That then becomes our vision. It's about moving people smartly and effectively, connecting people to jobs, and all based on a very good network of rail. That's our vision. The moment that we have that, then we start moving people. That's when the green impact starts coming in. That's when the social impact starts improving. That's when the economic impact happens. But most importantly, and anyone who's traveled around the world will know, big, smart cities have networks of rail that combine with other modes of transport. They're competitive. People arrive in those cities. They can live there. They can move around. And they never need to own a car, get stuck in traffic. They survive and flourish on public transport.